Hello, lads and lasses. Welcome back to yet another build video. This one is super serious this time. So we're ditching the whole comedic bit for this episode and we're just going to go into like a kind of fun build. So again, it's our normal basic NECORTIC STRIGA STRAND build. You've probably seen it before. It's an old build, but there's some things that I tweaked on it, make it more viable for this season. And also the strip. Let's check it out real quick. It was a complete accident that the cloak shaded like this, but it looks really cool with strand or with the necrotic grips. Okay, so we're gonna start out with Broodweaver. We got Needlestorm. Needlestorm's gonna be very nice. Um, I test run this in this lost sector today, and there are anti-barrier champions. So to deal with them, you're gonna want to just switch to a Perpetualist with I mean, I have one with Threadlings. Threadlings would be very fun for this build, so you could do that just to cover the anti-barrier if you need that for a day. We're gonna run Threadling Grenades. You heard it, you know it. It's literally called Broodweaver. You are to weave a brood. Again, we're going with the Wanderer. Tangles you throw attached to targets and detonate into a suspending burst. Destroying a tangle creates a suspending burst after a short delay. Threadling final blows create a tangle. And then we got Weaver's Call to generate more threadlings. Threadlings, suspending, tangles. Same thing as our super stinky Rat King build. Defeating a suspended target creates an orb. That would be Threads of Wisdom. Threads of Transmutation. While you have Woven Mail, Weapon Final Blows create a tangle. I was toying around with another finisher build. I was gonna try that, but I prefer this and the OSTEO STRIGA. Sadly, OSTEO STRIGA is not strand, so we don't get to use what is it? Unraveling rounds. Because if we had unraveling rounds, we could deal with the anti-barrier as well. But at that point, anti-barrier auto, there's no real point. Alright, and then we go to Threat of Warding. Picking up an Orb of Power grants Woven Mail. So we're going to have Woven Mail, Survivability, Suspend, Threadlings, Tangles. And then finally, Threat of Evolution. Threadlings travel farther and deal damage. Additional damage. Not just deal damage, they already do that. And then we got OSTEO STRIGA. I have it maxed out. Toxic Overload. Landing a final blow or multi-precision hits triggers a burst that poisons nearby targets. Poison final blows, return ammo. And then we got Screaming Swarm. Fires a stream of sentient toxic projectiles to the target. Alright, I'm also using a fusion rifle. This is my choice. I like this gun. It's kind of fun. For the Unstoppable. Retrofit Escapade because it is god tier, bro. It is such a good weapon. It does so much damage. It almost does too much damage. And that also covers Overload. So the only time that we're going to be having issues with this build is today, unfortunately, with this with the anti-barrier. I think Overload, maybe Unstoppable. I think it's Unstoppable. Let's check mods. We're rocking Kinetic Siphon because we are going to be using the OSTEO STRIGA mainly for the DPS, or not DPS, but rather just the build functionality itself. So we're rocking 2 of those. Dynamo reduces super cooldown when using your class ability near targets. You're going to want that because, again, if you aren't able to sacrifice the OSTEO STRIGA for a anti-barrier auto, it'll be nice to have your super to deal with anti-barriers. Okay, and then we have Firepower, Bolstering Detonation, Bolstering Detonation. And then we got protections on the chest. Okay. Innervation, Absolution, Bomber, Powerful Attraction to collect all those orbs when you cast your Rift. And you're going to be doing that a lot because it is the flow of the build. You want to cast your class ability almost at all times when you have abilities down. Alright. Now we're going to hop on into the Lost Sector. This might go really not well, but, you know, here's to hoping. It is anti-barrier unstoppable. Unstoppables can be dealt with rather easily, due to fusions being the choice of weaponry this season. Fusions are great, underrated weapons, and I'm finally glad to see them that way. Because it has been probably forever since they've actually been, you know, viable. I don't know how this is gonna go, because this lost sector is a little goofy as well. It's a bad day to showcase this build, I would say. Oh, my mouse just seemed to stop there. Don't make fun of me if this doesn't end well for me, please. Because if it was any other day, this build would work perfectly, and I can't finisher him. That is unfortunate. I would have killed him. I actually would have killed him if I just kept shooting him. Alright, so it wouldn't be a super serious build on some guy Gary's channel if he didn't die at least one time. Don't pop it, don't pop it. And we got him. Okay, we didn't even need super that time. Last time I did in fact need super to get out of that. This time we didn't. Take this with you. Always good to carry around some tangles, because the tangles are your best friend here. They suspend, they create threadlings. You know, I'm not actually sure how to clear this lost sector. Again, it wouldn't be a build on my channel if I did. I think that's a part of the magic, right? That's why you come to some Larry's channel in the first place. If you guys have any build recommendations for me in the comments below, of course I would love to check them out, so feel free to do so. I typically just hop on Destiny. I want to make a video, and I create something that functions. I love making the meme builds. This is more or less a serious one. But, I mean, endgame content, probably not. Lost sector clearing, yeah, works fine. You're going to want to stick to probably Void if you're really sweating your, you know, whatever's off. Just because you get so much survivability with Void, it is quite a crazy class, especially on Warlocks. And I'm assuming I am free to go as soon as I kill all these enemies. We have super 2 now if we need to clear out the anti-barrier down here. This is a pretty good setup, I would say. I mean, again, unfortunate that I have to super to kill these things. Especially if I do that and whiff it. That's even more so. Uh-oh. I don't kill him here. Okay, I have to fully reload. Maybe I can get... Okay, I was gonna say, maybe I can get a burst on him. That's... Yeah, no, Needle Storm, by the way. I think it just got caught on the walls. So I didn't even really get to use it. Oh my god, he cast it so early. Okay, this might be tricky. We'll figure out how we deal with this, though. It's possible. I have to stagger him before he can throw up a shield, ideally. I don't really know how I dealt with him before, if I'm being honest. I think I was just spamming him with shit and it just kind of worked. Yeah, this is pretty unfortunate. I should have let him out. Ideally, yeah, maybe lead him out, then cast the Needle Storm, because if you're in a close quarters environment, you're not clearly going to be able to kill him. Okay. So, in an ideal world, you're not doing a lost sector on a day that... Okay, on a day that is anti-barrier with this, because you are going to do nothing. Unless you switch to a auto. Please leave me alone, you big motherfucker. Yeah, this is just sad. This is pitiful, even. Pitiful. I fucking hate this game. You know what? Fuck this game. I'm fucking done making builds. I hope you fuckers enjoyed, okay? I'm fucking tired of it. I'm tired of it. I hate this fucking game. Every day I play it over and over again. And I just can't catch a fucking break! Ah!